An honest talk about lying. One day during recess, my friends, Riv, Claire, and Steve, and I were sitting in the school cafeteria, chatting away. Everything was fine until Ms. Celine, our teacher, approached us with a serious look.
Kids, someone spilled paint on the art room floor today and didn't say a word. I know you all support each other, so if anyone knows what happened, please tell the truth.
We exchanged confused glances. None of us knew anything. Just then, Zach strolled up with a suspiciously innocent smile.
Hey, did you hear about the paint spill? Who could have done that? Someone wasn't very careful, huh?
There was something off in his tone. I leaned toward my friends and whispered, I have a feeling Zach knows more than he's letting on.
Zach, was it you who spilled the paint?
No, not me. But I did see someone running past the art room. Maybe it was one of the younger kids.
His response seemed suspicious.
If you know something important, you should tell the truth. We can help fix it together.
Why are you all on my case? I didn't do anything. I was just walking by.
I decided to approach Zach differently. I stepped closer and said, Zach, we're not here to blame you. But keeping secrets only makes things worse. Lying doesn't solve problems, it creates new ones.
If you accidentally spilled the paint, it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. But if you stay silent, the teachers might blame someone else.
And honestly, paint doesn't spill itself. If it was you, just say so. We can figure it out together. Maybe we'll even invent a mistake-fixing machine for you.
Honesty matters. The sooner you tell the truth, the sooner we can fix this.
Zach let out a heavy sigh, dropped his gaze, and finally confessed.
Okay, fine. It was me. I was trying to grab a paint can for my project, but I accidentally knocked it over. I got scared and ran away.
We all breathed a sigh of relief. Now that we knew the truth, we could act quickly.
I know how to clean it up. There are special wipes and cleaners in the art room.
Claire fetched some water, while Steve helped Zach clean the spill. Meanwhile, I went to Ms. Celine to explain what had happened. Although initially surprised, she praised us for working together instead of blaming each other. Once everything was cleaned up, Zach looked both guilty and grateful. He turned to us and said,
Thanks for not yelling or blaming me. You were right. Telling the truth is better than hiding and lying.
Now you know honesty always helps. And when problems come up, friends are here to help solve them.
Plus, it gave me a reason to test my new mistake-fixing machine. It's imaginary for now, but who knows? I might actually invent it someday.
Next time, don't run away. We all make mistakes, but friendship means fixing them together.
That day taught us an important lesson. The truth may be hard to tell, but it always opens the door to the right solution, sometimes with a bit of humor. Aria, Avatar World of Stories. Overcoming shyness.
Hello, my smart daughter.
Hi, Mommy.
How was your interesting day? Did you learn or discover anything interesting?
It was just a regular school day until our teacher, Ms. Celine, made a big announcement.
Next week, we're having a speech contest. Each student will prepare a short talk on the topic, How I See the World. The winner will get a special prize.
The classroom buzzed with excitement. Some students started brainstorming ideas immediately, while others hid behind their books, hoping not to be noticed. I couldn't help but notice Steve looking particularly anxious. After class, I decided to check on him. Steve, you look like you've seen a ghost. What's wrong?
I hate speaking in front of the class. When everyone looks at me, I just can't.
Suddenly, Zach walked over with his usual words of wisdom.
Steve, if you're scared of speaking, maybe just don't try at all. Not everyone's cut out for the stage.
Zach, enough. Everyone can learn and overcome their fears. Steve just needs a little help.
Steve, let's practice together. I can set up an audience of stuffed animals. They definitely won't laugh at you.
A stuffed animal audience? Okay, I'm in. But how about I play the critic?
That gave me an idea. If Zach joined in, it might actually make the practice more fun. The next day, we gathered at Claire's house. True to her word, she had set up a mini audience of stuffed animals.
Attention, everyone! Our audience is ready for Steve's genius performance.
I don't know what to say. I'm scared.
It's okay to make mistakes. Just talk about something you love. Pretend you're telling us a story.
Just don't imagine us in funny costumes. Or maybe do. That might actually help.
Steve laughed and began talking about his favorite video game. At first, he stumbled over his words, but we clapped and cheered him on after every sentence. Gradually, his voice grew steadier and more confident. After several practice rounds, Steve seemed like a different person.
I guess it's not as scary as I thought, but speaking in front of the whole class tomorrow will be tougher.
We'll be in the front row, cheering you on. Remember, you've already proven you can do it. The day of the contest arrived. When Steve stepped up to the podium, he trembled slightly but then spotted us in the front row. Claire held up a cardboard cutout of a teddy bear, and Zach, true to his promise, gestured encouragingly. Steve smiled and began speaking. His speech about nature and the environment was heartfelt and engaging. Everyone listened intently, and by the end, the whole class gave him a standing ovation. Steve, you were amazing! See? You did better than you thought.
And your speech was more interesting than half the class. We're so proud of you.
Well, I've got to admit, you nailed it. But next time, I'm joining the contest too.
Thanks, everyone. I couldn't have done it without you. Now I know I can speak in front of people, as long as I don't fear mistakes.
That day, I realized fear isn't a dead end. It's just a challenge, one you can overcome with the help of friends. Aria, Avatar World of Stories. Solve problems without fights. Dad, Mom, hi!
Hello, my beautiful daughter.
Hello, Charm. What's new at school?
I have a story for you. The school cafeteria isn't just a place for pizza and chats with friends. It can also be the stage for unexpected drama. As Claire, Steve, Zach, and I were waiting in line for pizza, two boys from our class, Trevor and Ben, kicked off quite the show. Oh no! It looks like today's special isn't just pizza. It's also a heated argument. Trevor and Ben were arguing loudly over who had claimed their spot in line first. Their voices were louder than the microwave timer, and it looked like a fight might break out.
Showtime! Who rules the line? Premiere today, finale unknown.
As usual, Zach couldn't resist stirring the pot. Smirking, he walked over to the boys.
All right, guys, who's stronger? Let's settle this once and for all.
It was like pouring gasoline on a fire. Trevor raised his fists, and Ben puffed out his chest, ready to defend his spot. I jumped in before things escalated. Zach, are you serious? We're here for pizza, not a boxing match.
I was just curious to see how they'd handle it. Honestly, this is way more entertaining than our classes.
Enough, guys. Nobody's going to get to the front if you both end up in the principal's office. Let's figure this out without fists.
Seriously, is it worth risking your lunch over a spot in line? Why not talk it out instead of throwing punches?
Claire, ever the creative problem solver, came up with a clever idea. She ran over to the fruit tray and grabbed 2 apples.
All right, here's the challenge. Whoever finishes their apple first gets to go first in line. Or you could just decide if this is even worth arguing over.
Trevor and Ben exchanged looks, then glanced at the apples. At first they seemed annoyed, but soon they both burst out laughing. The tension melted away.
Fine. Ben, you can go first, but just this once.
Deal! And I promise not to cut in front of you tomorrow.
With the conflict resolved, we got back in line.
Okay, maybe your method isn't so boring after all, but I still would have loved to see the apple duel.
Zach, if you're that into competitions, I can set up a crumb-collecting marathon for you.
When we finally sat down with our pizza, I raised a slice and said, "Today's lesson? Fights waste time, but pizza brings happiness. Words are way better for solving problems."
Sometimes even apples can help people find common ground.
Fine, I'll admit. Talking works, but next time, I'm suggesting a banana challenge.
We all burst out laughing. That day, I realized that even the hottest arguments can be solved with some clever thinking, a bit of humor, and a generous slice of pizza. Aria, Avatar World of Stories. Hey friends, I'm so excited to share these fun and inspiring stories with you. Let's stay connected. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're always ready for the next amazing adventure. Share your thoughts in the comments below and tell me about the best part of your day. Together, we can make the world a kinder, better place. One small step at a time. Sending you all a big virtual hug.